Well, it's a mighty good morning to everybody. Excuse me. I listened to yesterday's video, the last one I posted, called Comments, and realised, of course, because it had been raining and I was sitting on the veranda underneath the little plastic roof, the noise was very loud. Anyway, it sort of obscured my voice. So I'd just like to reiterate a couple of things I said yesterday about comments and why I have taken the comments off my YouTube channel. I'm going to try to make this brief because there's a few things I want to show you here after the rain, which has been just glorious, by the way. I think it must have rained for much of the night because all the water barrels are filled and it's just so fresh and lovely. So I decided to prevent comments from being posted on my videos because, first and foremost, it's been rather time consuming having to keep monitoring my channel and dealing with trolls. And the more I talk about issues relating to permaculture and goddess permaculture and living with the land and living a whole life, the more troll comments I seem to get, and some of them can be quite nasty. Now, it's sad really because I've always appreciated the interest in comments, because most people have got real things to say, not bitter, twisted, hateful, spiteful things to say. But it seems to be the way of the world at the moment that there's a lot of hate and spite out there. There's a lot of warmongering, there's a lot of unhappiness. The situation that's existing now in the world with, be it the political sphere, the war sphere, oh gosh, it's just kind of crazy. Each time that I open up any news at all on YouTube, I usually have to shut it off or shut it down before I've finished even watching it. You know, it's quite dreadful. Anyway, so I just thought it best to take the whole comment section away from my YouTube channel. And I think in the long term that's going to be better for me, time-wise, because I really don't have the time to keep monitoring situations. You know, it does make me feel as though I'm back in school, and it's not how I want to go. It's not how I want anything to progress. So I'm just going to put videos up and people will either like them or dislike them. I know over the past couple of videos I've got a massive amount of dislikes. So be it. There's nothing I can do about that. If you approve of my videos, if you find that you're in agreement with what I have to say, by all means give me a thumbs up. It's no longer that important to me though. I'm just going to keep putting the videos out there. In the early days I started with a website, BealtaineCottage.com, and it is back to that website that I shall be going. I'll be writing more and photographing more and getting a regular blog out. I mean, there's, I don't know, there has to be 11 or 1200 blogs up there already, and thousands upon thousands of photographs. And I suppose that is the kind of cumulative work of years here at Bealtaine, and hopefully a record. And for those who wish to find out more about how this transformation has happened here, then you'll find all kinds of records and accounts and hopefully inspiration on that website. The website is fine for leaving comments on. I think that anyone who goes onto a website and actually reads something and then decides to make a comment is usually in that frame of mind that is just more rational. I think a lot of people who go onto YouTube, and I'm talking about the trolls here, they actually go on there for a confrontational sort of a fisticuffs, some kind of an imaginary fight. And I suppose the more popular one gets on YouTube, the more trolls one is going to attract. Because trolls like to leave their spiteful and hateful comments where they think they're going to be read the most. Jack, come on. Mr. Jack, walking down by the road. So, I hope that you'll understand anyway why I've taken the comment section off YouTube. At the end of the day, I'm here living on my own. Everything I put up on social media is to share Bealtaine Cottage. As I've said before, I don't have advertisements on my website or on my YouTube channel, so it's not being put up there to make money. I just put things up there to share. And that's what I want to keep doing. I want to keep sharing. No apologies for that. Just want to keep sharing. So, I think that's it really. That's all I wanted to say. Just to explain fully my video yesterday called Comments. Come on, Jack. Oh, he's come round that way. He's funny. So, the rain really has freshened everything up. It's just amazing. Everything is so beautifully green. Now, this here that's growing, this is wild Hypericum. This is the actual St. John's wort, and it's growing in a little cluster there. Quite rare to see that. Everything's coming up roses, as they say, in the beds. Beautiful stuff. Actual roses. Poppies. Lots and lots of peas. Celery. And just go around the front and have a look at the pumpkins. Now there's an old chair out here. I'll just explain this chair. I had this in the barn and noticed that there was a lot of wasps toing and froing from it. And it appears, because I moved it myself, I kind of rolled it along, But it appears that there's a wasp's nest inside the chair somewhere. And so I'm just leaving it out here underneath the tree and leave it there just until the end of the season, you know, before I get it shifted off to wherever I'm going to shift it to. Can't see the wasps coming out there today. Can't really hear them either. Anyway, so this is the pumpkin crate. Look at this. And there's some little pumpkins. Little pumpkins are forming already. Isn't that wonderful? So this one, which is a giant pumpkin I suspect, has already made its way down onto the ground. Safely down there. Same with this one. This is now safely on the ground. And same with this one. There we go. That's down there. And this other giant pumpkin is just making its way out over the edge of the crate. So far so good. This is turning out to be quite a success. We'll see. As the season progresses, we'll see how many pumpkins come forth on those plants. It's quite still this morning. Jack? Oh, he's gone in there. I can just hear him rustling about. And the white harebells are out. Just a quick little walk over here to the Lunacy garden, and I'll show you what's been happening. So all the foxgloves now are giving out seed. They're seeding. I've done a fair bit of weeding in here, and you can see. And then I've finally got to grips with this last bit of the garden, so I'm just mulching that with cardboard and then literally doing the chop and drop. So all the weedy bits are going down on top. Well, not so much weedy bits, but flowery bits. The rhubarb is in a second flush, which is brilliant. And I find that, you know, once the rhubarb has fruited, that if you go along and give it a second feed, you will get a second flush. So that's looking pretty good. And you can see where I've weeded and sorted a few things out along here. Still got a fair bit of pruning to do, just on some of the bushy plants I put in, like the ribes over there. And you can see all the beautiful pink Sweet William is up now and flowering. And the plant that I pointed at the other day, look at this, got some beautiful flowers on here. This one here, it does look a little bit like mullein, doesn't it? But I don't think it is mullein. I'll have to check that one out. And all the lovely honesty lunaria is seeded. So those seed heads are just beginning to turn now, the colour. They will eventually be silver. A lovely part of the early autumn is looking at the seed heads of the lunaria. Lots of calendula there. And still lots of comfrey. I've been cutting the comfrey back, again just to give it a second flush. Lots of lemon balm. There's lavender coming up now. It's coming into flower. The lady's mantle, that lovely lime green flower, lady's mantle. Lots of seed heads on the Aquilegia, the columbine. Masses of beautiful flowers on the Feverfew. I think Feverfew is very underrated actually. It should be given a much more prominent position in terms of planting in any garden, because it just looks fabulous. And the tunnel continues to thrive. I still have plants in here that I need to plant out, but it's just finding the room, I think, at this point. And you can see I'm training this honeysuckle up over a few little strings and onto that cane. Now I've got a cup of coffee waiting over at the house, so I'm going to go over and get that and come back and sit in the tunnel for a short while. Look at all these black currants. Let me just show you these. Fab, aren't they? Lots of apples. Lots and lots of apples. Beautiful apples. Never sprayed them. Never sprayed these trees, ever. Lots and lots of black currants here. Just crazy amounts. Just crazy amounts of black currants. And the jost berries are just beginning to ripen. There we go. That's something, isn't it? And the apples. It's a very gentle day today. The earth seems just to be gently soaking up all that lovely rain and cooling down, chilling out. I think she's just chilling out today. Now I'm clearing the barn here, bit by bit. Oh, it's a mammoth task. But the reason why I'm really kind of excited about clearing it now is that if you've read the book, you'll know all about John, the digger driver. Well, John visited yesterday to let me know that there's going to be an auction down at Loch Allen Hotel on Saturday night. And this auction is in aid of someone who has been hurt quite badly and is off work, and you know, the family are coping, but a little bit of help wouldn't go astray, as we all know in these situations. So anyway, there's an auction to help things improve for the family. Anyway, John, who has a turf bog and cuts turf has got, I think it's called 5 bins of turf. Anyway, it's basically a whole year's supply of turf. And that's going to be auctioned. That's one of the items up for auction. And so I'm going to go down on Saturday night and bid on this. It's all for a good cause anyway. And if I win the bid, I'll have a big load of turf here in my barn, which will be super for the winter. So that's what I'll be doing on Saturday night. I don't often go out, but I'm looking forward to this. It should be it should be enjoyable. Anyway, so thank you for watching this video. If you'd like to subscribe, you can do so below. There's also some information below on where you can leave comments if you want to. And if you've liked this video, you could press the like button. If you're one of those few people who dislike my channel, I don't know what you're doing on here. If you get any joy out of pressing that dislike button, be my guest. Bye everyone.